What is this thing right here?
That is that's a snake, about 100-pounder, 100-foot, forward reverse. Anyways, I sent it down in there and worked it a little bit, and now I've got a.
What happened when you sent this thing down there?
Just not much. You know, it was still clogged. But what I did is I sent a water hose down there with a bladder attached to it that expands out to like 2.5, 3 inches. And I think it expands out about 3 inches. Anyways, it creates a pressure vacuum and it allows the water to kind of blast without backing up your sink, you know what I mean? And so sounds like we got good water flow just then. It was trickling, now it sounded like it was actually flowing.
So this hose is hooked in here. So if you turn that on, can we hear the water running?
Yeah, let me turn it on.
All right. We're hoping that this pipe is not crushed or something. So let's see. This is the toilet. It's not hooked up in the bathroom here yet. Yeah, I hear it running, trickling.
It's not backing up the sink at all right now.
Okay, you hear it more. Yeah, it's running way louder now.
Okay, so I think we've really got lucky here.
Yeah, it sounds like it's running pretty well.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we may have.
I'll do that periodically for a while.
Okay.
And hopefully that just kind of frees it up.
Okay, so should we hook it? And so then this, if we keep the hose on here and just keep running water, then it should not back up.
No, not with that bladder on there.
Okay,
so it creates a pressure vacuum.
Okay. And what if we take that bladder off? Can we just run some water down there and see
it's better to have the bladder on it because it creates a pressure seal. Oh. So you don't have any air messing with it on this end.
Okay.
And also, even with the thing on there, a high enough water flow like that can cause it to back up your sink and then we get water all over the place.
All right. Well,
that's great about those bladders. They sell those at Lowe's, by the way.
Okay.
They sell them in bigger sizes if you want to do the
all right, like keep trying to do that and let's see what happens.
I'm just going to kind of play with it periodically and it sounds like it's getting stronger.
Alrighty. So when I came home from work and I saw the snake under the drain and Scott telling me, oh yeah, I sent that down there and there's a very large obstruction and there's silts coming out of it and whatever, and I'm like, I really don't want to hear that right now. That does not sound encouraging, because if that pipe is crushed, then we've got some major issues. So let's revisit this again, and we're hoping for some better outcomes. So this is a site that I like to see, not only because my husband is doing the dishes,
blah blah,
blah blah, but also because this is hooked up and it is apparently working. 3 hours later, temporarily, yeah, but I've been gone for 3 hours. I took Emmajean to the library and stuff, so so you're saying that it's working, it's running, it's... Yeah?
The heavy water flow down the drain.
Okay, well keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to go in the bathroom and test if it's running smoothly. Back to the test spot here. I do hear a steady stream of water. Thank you, Lord. So you ran the water down there for how long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes straight, and there's a steady stream.
Yep.
That is a good sign.
So Dad gave me one of these, said he bought it at Lowe's. This one goes up to about 2.5, 3 inches, I believe. So you just hook up your water hose and it expands in your pipe and keeps it from backing up on you. It worked like a charm.
So what do you think it was? It was actually the obstruction.
Well, it could be just gravel. When we were laying the pipe, some gravel got in there. Or, you know, after we were done, you know, we had the little red plugs in there. And I think one of them was missing a plug and just had some tape on it. And then I remember the tape was off there. I mean, there were kids around here and stuff. They could have thrown gravel in there. Who knows? You know, kids are, oh, a hole, you know. Yeah, so who knows? But anyways, it's flowing really good now. So problem solved.
Now it's starting to record.
This is Emmajean and Kendrick, and here we're Borden, and wait. Here is the stove and the vent and the cabinets and the refrigerator, and these are the plants. Stargazer lilies we brought at the store, big store, and Daddy's fixing up here. And we got the kitchen almost done. And we got everything, almost everything in here. And thank you for recording and seeing my video.
We installed the door on the carport enclosure. Got a little bit of snow piled up here, but it's going to melt quickly. You couldn't even see through here a few days ago. So it's 44 degrees today, it's warming up, so it's melting. And when we installed the dryer, we realized that the vent was just creating exhaust out here, so I put an extension on it and kind of did that to dissipate a little bit, but I ended up having to put the visqueen over the bikes and all this other stuff because it's just the condensation and of course the stuff from the dryer, it was just going right in there. I'm like, quick, get the door on, the storage. It's like, oh my goodness. I mean, none of this stuff should be under here. Once this project is finished, then the regular storage stuff is going to go in there because half of what's in there is supposed to be in the house storage. So anyway, we may see how that's doing with the venting. But another option we may have is just to run this under, we'll just, run it underground or something and then vent it out the back here somewhere rather than going up and over. But anyway, this is working for now.
Pretty color.
I probably want to double up on this application here.
Wait, I want to name the other one.
Well, this one is called Beige Tellin, which we're going to look at as a sample for
Pretty much our primary color.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mom.
Hey,
come.
Emmajean, do you remember what this one's called?
What?
This darker kind of color over here?
Pretty violet talon, this one.
This one's called Chocolate Sparkle.
I call it blueberry stain.
No, I say it should be violet stain.
Okay, and then the other one we have already done over here.
The other one is really organic.
I
It's
call
like
it
almost like a
pretty
rose
violet
color.
sparkle.
It's called,
Sparkle Pretty Violet.
it's actually called Iris Mauve.
Oh.
That's the technical
I think
name for
that
it.
is an excellent main color in like your her room bathroom kind of thing.
These pretty colors.
We're gonna see. Okay, so we're looking at these
I'm gonna
samples.
put a little bit more on.
So we wanted to put these colors side by side to see what will mix or complement, hopefully. And I think we're happy with these choices. So I think we'll leave it as a surprise to which rooms get which colors and which combination down the line. What I find very interesting about the colors we chose this week is that this is Emmajean's little painting from her art class on Tuesday. And I was like, wow, look at that. I said, Emmajean, we can frame your piece of artwork and put it on the wall of your room. It's going to match the colors. Anyway, I thought that was kind of coincidental. What's going on in here?
I just want to scare you.
What? Oh, wait, lights
me.
are out.
Look
What are you
at
doing?
me.
Let me see you. Wow, beautiful.
I want to surprise you.
I know, it's lovely.
The look I have.
Uh-huh.
I want to surprise you with some pretty.
Hey, can you show me, go back in your little, what you were doing, you had your lights on in there. Let's give me a little tour of your,
Oh, okay. Let me get mine. Again, I need a lot of lights. Let's see.
okay.
That's why I want to start the video.
No, the video's on. I'm waiting for you. It's dark. Ooh, there you go. Okay, so give me a little tour. What do you have going on back here?
Okay, it's my little fireplace.
Hi in place. Hi.
And I came in here so I can surprise you. And
Uh-huh.
my doll purse up there.
Oh.
And I'm in here because I want to show Mommy with her camera over here and here. I have this pretty stuff on so Mommy can see me and I can surprise her.
Wow, so this is what Emmajean does at the bottom of our closet, beneath stacks of clothing.
Okay, so I had a helper today. Instead of just somebody coming and helping for a couple hours, I got 6 hours. Christian came and
Well, that's the first time you've seen him in how long?
Yeah, I've had a couple days where he's been here for 5, so this is like a record.
Yeah.
So, but in 6 hours we got quite a bit done, and then I called Spencer, a neighbor kid from next door, see if I could get him to come over. When he was finished with his lessons, he came over and we got a chance to move this cabinet over so that it matches the other one.
Okay.
And then eventually my dad's going to trim this out so that it flows, because this was connecting here. You just put a piece of maple here so it looks continuous. And,
okay, because basically we're just trying to get this part in here to match up over here. So
we got.
Okay, so now that's all right. So then your dad is like building this part in here, and then basically the cabinet will be finished. So.
And I got some poutine coming out of the front.
Ooh.
I got some poutine.
Oh, this is what the wife likes to see. Come home from work and some homemade French fries. Daddy's making. Am I allowed to look in here? Will I get in trouble if I take that off? Ooh, looks like it's a poutine gravy. Oh, Daddy's making some poutine. Oh, yummy. Okay, well, let him do that. And then we also got this last piece of the lower cabinets in place here. His dad did a really amazing design where they're all drawers here, and this is going to be our silverware drawer. So I should let you just. And then this is a double cabinet. We just got to kind of reorganize our cabinets here, but so yeah, this is we've got to do some reorganizing with all these drawers and stuff, but this is great because they're just different sizes so that we can fit everything in there that we want. Hi, how are you? Okay, and we decided that we're going to go with these darker handles. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but we really feel like you can really tell on this piece how it's bringing out the wood grain, and we really like that. So we're going to go ahead and switch out the rest of these. It just hasn't come up yet. We're working on it. Okay, so this is Scott's poutine recipe, which this is great. It's basically gravy, fries, and we have some mozzarella cheese in here. And can't get this in Seward, so I know all the Canadian viewers are like, oh yes, poutine. Get that all over the place in Nova Scotia, but not around here. So we wanted, it's a little treat, and Scott makes it, so yummy. I'm going to sit down and have a little bite to eat. Scott was telling me one great feature on the design that his dad did on this cabinet are the different types of railing systems he's using on the drawers. He said this one, I believe, came from Austria, and it has like a rapid closure on it, so woo! So you only have to kind of get it to that far and oh, it's on its own. This one has a different type of rail on it here, and you can just kind of, it's like a soft closure, and this one is different yet, and you just kind of press that one in on its own. So, and same for this. And there's different types of railings, or I guess designed for certain poundage as well. So we could, a more sturdier one, we can put heavier duty things on this. And guess he used those kind in the pantry as well. The different types of railings on here. So depending on how much weight you want in them. So really great designs.
Yeah. So anyways, we got these all finished today. And just need to go through and put more fasteners in all the way, pretty much all around. Some of it's done, some of it's not, but I can start taping them on.
Oh, that top level, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of fasteners we need to put in there. We just had a couple of guys and just wanted to get them up there, just tack them in.
So there's just a little section over there up above in the loft to finish that part.
Yeah, and I'm going to use a bunch of the, like I said, a lot of the Frankenstein pieces I can just kind of piece in there.
Okay.
You don't want to use a lot of those, it just creates more finish work for you and then you wind up losing time. But like down the middle there and along the side, I can piece those together because those are going to be rounded corners.
Yeah, everything's going to be rounded corners except by the door here, right?
And the window above it.
And the window up
we
here.
need to straight edge the whole thing. And what we're going to do on those is there's a pretty good gap there, top and bottom. So what I think I'll do is I'll sheetrock and then we'll wood trim them. The sheetrock will act like a shim because the wood trim is only, like ½ inch at the most.
I thought
That's good. I don't want that any further that way, Sudhir. That way we can.
I thought we were going to put like a wider trim along there, something that's.
Well, I'm talking about like, most trim is like about like that thick, and ½ inch. See that big gap right there?
Yeah.
So you couldn't even use 5/8 sheetrock there. It wouldn't be enough. So I'd have to run a strip of that 3/8 and then the 5/8 over it. I had to do that in the kitchen in one place because it was a big gap, because we made our bucking big enough to accommodate to make sure that they would fit. It creates a little bit of a finish issue, but if you know what you're doing, you just shim them out right and get them straight. If you don't get them perfectly straight, you can fix it with mud, so you don't have to try to just like,
Right.
You can just pack the mud in them, which you have to do anyways when you do bullnose. You got to pack mud in anyway.
Well, it's April 18th, Wednesday evening, and it's great to see some more sheetrock up in here. We've been a little slow on progress. Scott was sick. He caught the virus that Emmajean had, so he was down for like a week with that, and then his back's been bothering him, which is always not a good thing. So that slows him down, and we try to take care of ourselves, the most important thing. So I just said, just rest, and when you're feeling better, and we'll get back at it. So that's what was happening today, and we're very grateful that we had a worker show up because we kind of have to take them when they're not working at their other jobs or going to school or whatever's going on. So anyway, Scott's going to continue to work on getting some more of those fasteners done, and we did get a little more sheetrock in the laundry room as well, which is great. And I need to get up and get on the lid there, but we want to get some of this stuff out of here, and the best idea, like all these things that are on the shelves right there, once we get this in here, and he's just going to like fire tape it very quickly, we can get some shelving going up here and there, and then just start moving some of those supplies in here so we have room to start sheetrocking Emmajean's space in there. We decided in the bathroom, we originally were going to put a medicine cabinet right here, like a cutout. And we realized that his dad did such an amazing job in designing this vanity. We have tons of drawer space here, and so everything that we thought originally we were going to put on a medicine cabinet is now like organized in these drawers. So what actually we have to wait for is that we were going to also put, there's a wire here because we were going to put an outlet in there to plug in, like if you're going to, recharge your toothbrush or your, shaver or whatever. So we need Rocky to come back and deal with this little loose wire.
I want an outlet right here. I was meaning to tell you, I think we should have another outlet right here.
Oh, so just use that wire right there?
Yeah, use it up.
Okay.
Because I think it would be great to have 2 outlets right there.
Okay. Well, he already ran the wire, and we've got the outlet, so.
Yeah. We got a box over there.
Yep.
Just put it in.
So he said he would come back sometime this week and take care of that, so then Scott can finish, sheetrocking along here. Something I've noticed in the past few mornings coming out, getting ready for work in this room, is the lack of light. I'm like, wait a minute, I've got all these windows, but just by this one window being covered, Scott's back is still bothering me, he hasn't cut that one out yet, but I've just noticed just one less window, I've seen the difference in the lack of light in this room, and actually just this one is covered just a little bit here too. But it's mostly because in the morning, obviously the sun is rising here in the east, and there's a lot of light penetrating these windows. But I'm like, wow, imagine if we did not have those windows up there at all. It would make a huge difference in the illumination in this room, just from natural light. So we're very thankful for the design for these windows. Scott took a sample of the water to Anchorage to the water store, and this is a report that we got back, which we were very happy to see. It says that total dissolved solids, the score for that is 82 parts per million, and then total hardness is 2 grains per gallon. And of course, there's no chlorine in our well. pH is 8.3. Total alkalinity is 80 parts per million. And iron total is 0.6 parts per million. The manganese is 0.13 parts per million. Total arsenic is 0. And they do all of the testing for free except for the arsenic. And we decided we wanted to know for sure, and we went ahead and paid for that. So and the report says no trace. So we're very happy to see that. And anyway, so when we moved in, we were like, okay, we want to know, is our water safe to drink, or what exactly is going on with it? And so we were pleased with this report. What are you doing over here?
Well, we had our, some of our bucking is even, some of it's a little off. And on this one, the bucking is shrunk in past the ICF a little bit. And so what I'm doing to get this to even out, on this one, what all I did is I just kind of drove the screws in lightly. But right now, to get this trim across this top piece, I'm shimming across here. And this next one over here, I'm gonna have to shave a little bit of it off because half-inch on half-inch is gonna bring it out too far. But here, as you can see, it's gonna be pretty, it's out a little bit. So this bucking is a lot different than the bucking on that side.
Oh, yeah.
So all I'm doing is shimming this off, and then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have, we're not gonna do rounded corners on the doors because we're gonna do wood trim.
Right.
But with the big spacing here, I'll put a piece of half-inch sheetrock, and then we'll have our wood trim, which brings it out like this, all the way around. But we'll have just regular shear corners here and shear corners here. This window will be the only window that doesn't get rounded, except for the Arctic entry, because it's like 2x6 framing. We're just going to do straight edges.
Yeah, and so we can just put the wood trim on there.
But
so
all
then
of our
what are you going to
giant
do?
windows are going to be rounded corners.
This has a big space over here. What are you doing with that?
I have the half-inch shim that I'm going to put there. I'm going to shave it down a little bit so that it comes flush to the wall.
Oh, okay.
It just makes the corner a little bit tighter.
Gotcha.
I can pack it with mud, which it's going to get a lot of mud. It probably won't matter, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
And then we're going to run like a trim piece of wood around, like right across here
It's
too,
gonna
right?
get
This
wood,
whole thing is just going to be all wood trim all
but
around.
the
this whole
sheetrock
thing.
is just making it all even right
Gotcha.
now, and then it'll get wood all the way around, inside and out. But all of our other big windows will have no wood in them. It'll just be rounded corners and sheetrock and paint.
Right.
And then we'll have corian in the windowsills like we had in the kitchen there.
Right. And you guys did some more, some taping and mudding.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah,
I put him on it yesterday so he could get a little time under his belt. And he did a pretty good job for his first time.
First time doing that? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.